So, definition of value. We're gonna do value versus quantity. Okay, so value. The regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Use, utility, advantage, desirability, benefit, gain, goods, service, help, mileage, significance, desirability. So all of these things make up value. And that's just like, I'm going to say, get in a car. When you drive it off the lot, it loses its value. But when you first get that car and it's nice and fancy and everything, and it has a high price on it, it is worth a lot of money. And depending on which one you get, it's worth a lot of money. So it has a lot of value to it. But if you don't keep it up and it gets run down and you drive it off the lot, it automatically loses its depreciation. And so with value, it can fluctuate. It can be up here, but it can end up down here, depending on how you take care of yourself, depending on if you're responsible, depending on if you're a person that's good with money. All of those things make up if you're going to stay valuable or not, or if you're going to continue to even have the money that you have, because you can have the money one day but you can lose it. But then still, what about the quality and what about the character? So we're going to also look at these key words in value. Desirability. People desire high value people because they feel like they can benefit off of those people. They want to be friends with them. They want to be a part of their circle. So they feel like if I'm with a high value person, then I'll be able to make friends with people that have money. I'll be able to buy things that I want. They'll give me things and I'll have benefits based off of just being in their circle. So people desire them for that reason. Like I said, benefit, that's one of the words. Also, worth is one of the words because they have to be worth something in order to have value to it. Once it loses value, the worth goes down. Let's see, usefulness. They are able to be useful in a lot of different areas because they have money. Also, advantage. They have advantage over people that don't make much money because likely to have different circles and be in clubhouses and go golfing and just do different things that other people are not able to do, taking trips, buying things that people are not able to buy, having exclusive access, VIP. A lot of those things are advantages that they have over people that don't have much money, and everybody wants those things, of course. So let me go to definition of quality. Okay. Quality, the standard of something as measured against other things of a similar kind, the degree of excellence of something. Standard, classification, status, condition, character, nature, makeup, form, worth, value, level, rank, kind, variety. So a lot of those things are things that make up you as a person. See, if you drive a car off the lot, but it has good quality and it's a rare car, guess what? Everybody's going to want that car down the line, and it's a keepsake because of its quality and the name. See, once you build your character up and you build a name for yourself and you have a good exterior and you did all the work, you're building up quality that other people can't break down, regardless of what happens. And so, even with that quality, you see the word has value. So, the quality and nature of that person already has value in it. And the makeup, right here, it says character, makeup, and nature. Those people are going to care about how they look at things, their logic, their reasoning, their health, their mental status, their spiritual status. They're going to care about life for the long haul. So these people are going to look for people that are close to how they feel, because these are the type of people that they care to have for the long run. And so when you have a high value person and also a high quality person, that doesn't mean that they can't, that the two can't meet, because the value of a person does not just make that person alone. And see, that's what we have to realize. We have to realize that we can't just look for a person based off of just how much they're making. You have your low income people, you have your blue collar people, and then you have your high earners. And so when you're down here, you have a whole lot of people to choose from, but people don't understand that it starts from the bottom. You have to start from the bottom to work your way up. You have to take baby steps. Nobody's going to give you anything. You're not going to just have things. You might have some people that have things and they get lucky enough to get it, but that doesn't happen too often. And what we do is we want to have things and we want things given to us, but we don't want to do the work to get it. And we want to get with people and say we want people for their money, but then at the same time we don't realize that their money is not our money. When they decide that they're done playing around or they're done with you and they don't see you as a husband or wife material, then guess what? They're going to haul out, and then you're back to square one. But you haven't changed up your perspective of what you want, because you only want what you want because you want to, you're looking to have a good time, and you're looking for money to equate the things that you desire to have. And that's where patience come in, and that's where looking for quality and looking for potential in a person to see what you need versus what you want. And I hear a lot of time, oh, potential's not good enough. Potential's not good enough. But why is it not? Because we already know the red flags. We see them all the time, but we ignore them because we want to have our fun. And see, when we get with these people and we see that they're laying on the couch with their moms or dads, or they have spending habits, or they don't want to work, or they're being lazy, or they don't have any goals in life, and we don't ask them the questions about what they want in life, but we just go along with it because we're having fun. And then at the end, when it all fails, we say, oh, it's their fault. But it wasn't our fault for not looking at the red flags and not seeing and not asking those questions, and desiring to see what they want, and before moving on to the next level. Is it not our responsibility to do that? Because I look at it as, I'm having fun, you having fun. We both had fun at this time in our life. But now I'm ready to move on. You might want to stay here. But I can't get mad because you don't want to move on with me. We should have talked about that in the beginning, about what your goals was. And I should have made a decision whether I wanted to stick around or not, and not waste my time. See, these are the things that we need to do that we fail to do. Now, I'm going to get on to the definition of an antique, because this is what we should desire to have. Definition of an antique: a collectible object such as a piece of furniture or work of art that has high value. You see where I'm coming from now? That has high value. Collector's item, a piece, antiquity, treasure, heirloom. So you want to find somebody that's going to be a keepsake. That antique is going to be somebody that's your husband or wife, if that's what you desire to have. If you want to have a husband and wife, these, I'm speaking to the ones that want this. And before I finish this off, I'm just going to let y'all know, I am not, I see videos all the time about people trying to low key talk about other women that are talking about this kind of content. I'm not trying to teach anybody how to be with a high earning man. Not trying to teach anybody about anything that has to do with high value. I'm just speaking on my experiences. I'm speaking to people that can relate to information and just giving advice. I'm not the one to brag or boast or anything, but I just feel like I should put information out there since people want to have a lot to say. I do have a bachelor's degree in counseling, but I'm not trying to be on here to be a counselor. I'm just here trying to, just give information, have casual talk, and just Try to relate to people that can receive the information and they can take something from it and learn from it. Also, um, all the comments about my lashes are not long enough, I'm fat, and I don't wear enough makeup and all this extra stuff, superficial things. I don't really care about those things, so I'm comfortable in my own skin and my own body. I have an unconditional love for myself, and that's why I look at things differently than other people. Because when you feel unconditionally, you see things unconditionally. And so once you get to a place like that in your life and you've done the work, you don't care about all those things anymore. And so that's all I wanted to point out before I get into it. But you want to desire to have an antique in your life because that's a keepsake. That's something that you're going to hold near and dear to your heart. That is something that you're going to treasure, and you're going to take care of. You're not going to let anybody get to it. It's too valuable. And so you want to desire to try to get an antique in your life because not only is it going to be high value, but it's also going to have quality in it, and it's also so going to last for a long time. It's going to become ancient, and it's going to last to the end of time. And so that's why I wanted to bring up the definition of those things, because I see that a lot of people had different assumption of what this is versus what that is. And then they're asking for a high value person, but then they don't understand. That's why a lot of time the question is asked, why do you want a high value? Why do you want a high value? But then there's not a real answer to it. I just want it because I want it. A lot of people just want it because it's something convenient for them to it's the person is convenient to them, so they can use them for their spending habits. They can buy all the things that they want, they can have a good time, and they can live out their dreams and their fantasies. That's most of the time why people want somebody that has a lot of money. It's not about the it's usually not about the security, because a lot of times I don't hear people say that they want these things based off of security, or just based off of just things that you may need or that you may hear somebody say in life that's going to equate to being a provider, or anything that makes sense. And the video earlier proved that, because she said that he didn't make enough money in order to be submitted to. But at the same time, you have a roof over your head. It might not be the dollar amount you want, it might not be the house you want. But if you live within your means, you'll be able to afford things that you need and be secure and be comfortable until you can get to the next level. And see, that's where patience come from. That's where goals come from. We as females, God made us to be the helper of the man. And so once we're the helper and the man starts his journey to provide, we're supposed to help him get to those goals where he needs to go. But if we're always aspiring to just think that the man is supposed to just have everything time we meet him, then where does our place fall at? What work have we done to even be able to deserve that? A lot of women say, I deserve this, I deserve that, I deserve that. Okay, this man put in his time, work, and effort to make this amount of money, and he's still climbing, climbing, climbing. You were not there. So not being there as the helper, what did you contribute, or what did you provide to be able to deserve this, to deserve somebody else's money? You see what I'm saying? I hope that I'm breaking it down right. You have to put in just as much work as he put in to get the amount of money. But then also you want to find a man of substance. You want to find somebody that's going to, of course, treat you right, be there, be responsible. You want to know if they want kids, if they want to get married. Do they mind taking care of kids? Are they good with kids? Like, you want to know all these things, because if you don't ask all those questions, you just say, "Oh, I want a high earner," then you're going to be in a situation of getting divorced because you was young and dumb. And I hear that a lot. I was young and dumb. Well, young and dumb means you didn't ask any questions. That means you just wanted something of the exterior and you didn't try to find out how these people operate. Now, if you're just that type of person to where, hey, this is all I need, then okay, you may have to jump through hoops and hurdles just to keep it up because it's a competitive world out there, especially in a world of high earners. It's a competitive world out there, and some people are not shaped and built for that. We can't take our, population down here and just place it up here and just think that they're gonna survive. They'll survive, all right, but what do they got to do to survive? You see what I'm saying? It's not. It's not what they're used to. So you have to get in the zone of trying to change up, but change up in a good way. Don't change yourself to equate to money and change yourself to fit into this category of this lifestyle, because then you're going to find yourself having to do that for the rest of your life, and that might not be you. But change to level yourself up and level your thinking up, and what you and coming to terms with what you deserve in your life as far as in here and in here, and that way you will be satisfied in the long haul. What is for you is for you. That's what people fail to realize. Like, they try to put themselves in categories, in different categories that they don't belong in, and then when they get a different outcome from it, they don't understand why they're getting it. They think they're supposed to get the same reactions based off of other people, but we are not everybody. We are us. And that's what we need to stick to. We need to stick to being ourselves. We need to stick to working on us and not worrying about what the next person has or what the next person can give us. Because I guarantee you, if you work on your mindset, you won't attract all these people that you say have done you wrong, or these toxic behaviors, or all of these behaviors that people have that you don't want to be around, these narcissistic people, and the people that don't have good vibes. You won't even see those things, and you won't even respond in those type of ways, because you've done the work to just say, hey, I'm going to pray for that person, and that person needs to level up, and that person needs help as well, and hopefully they'll get it. You see, your response will come from a more peaceful place than in an angry or aggressive place. See, we don't have to be angry. Once we're content with ourselves, there's nothing else to be angry about. So your response is not going to be based off of aggression anymore. It's going to be based off of, let me try to understand where this person is coming from. And so a lot of times we can't even be with a person or be in a relationship with somebody until we can get the understanding of understanding where a person is coming from. If a person can't do that, they're going to get mad every time. They're going to snap every time. And we don't know why we're doing it, but we always justifying why our answers are right or why we're right about everything. A lot of people do it. We learn something, or a person teaches us something in life, and that's all we know. So we're gonna feel, and it's normal to feel that way because that's all you know. So you're gonna automatically think that that's right, and it could be right, and it can be right. But when you're dealing with another person, your right may kind of alter depending on the situation, because if it can offend somebody else, you have to see where they're coming from. And if that person is mature enough to express themselves with humility, then you guys can come to an agreement to find a solution for it. It's when two people are going back and forth, and all you hear is har, har, har. They don't have respect enough for each other to even try to come up with a solution. It's like, okay, I was gonna try to help you, but since you're this way, I don't want to now. And so they're gonna respond that way. They're gonna respond in a way of negativity because you came at them aggressively. And sometimes that's what's the problem is with communication, even in relationships and marriages. So it's just in life you have to think about things before you act on them. Think before you speak. Understand before you speak and before you respond. And so that's why I make a comparison of this high value, quality, and antique, because the value has its worth. It can go from here to here. You have value in a lot of things, but you can lose value too, is if you don't take care of it. If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't build yourself up, if you don't have any substance, if you don't take care of money and you're not good with finances, if you don't care about things in life and you're just going out here living YOLO, you can fall from here to here. Your value can depreciate. But with that quality, you can have the value, but you'll last longer. You'll keep up with it. You'll have more intellect on taking care of yourself and investing your money in things you need to, saving money, having things in order, having character, working on your spiritual level, your mental level, your communication, working on just trying to find somebody that had the same goal and the same mindset as you, building a family, being a provider, and finding that helper that's going to submit and be willing to submit. That's quality right there. And then once you reach that antique level where you're rare and it's hard to find people like you, then guess what? You made it. You're liable to stand the everlasting marriage with this person because y'all did all the work, and now all you have to do is just sit back and enjoy the rest of your lives together. And as everybody else is getting older and they're still looking for these things, the availability level for people like this is going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. The older you get, there's going to be less and less people you're going to choose from that have all of these qualities. It's going to be more that has either one or the other, but it's going to be less that has all of the qualities. And now you're an antique. You're hard to find. At first, you was a hot commodity. But when we got to understand that everything is not at the top all the time. And everybody always wants something that they can't have or wants something that they can't handle. Everybody, everybody is everybody's stomach can't handle all foods. Some people are lactose intolerant, but they still like the ice cream. They still like, but they want to keep eating it, but they lactose. You got to stay away from it. You have to do things that's going to fit your lifestyle, your personality, your style, what you can handle. Everybody can't handle everything. That's why we're all different. But of course, it makes sense that everybody wants the money. Everybody wants to reach the top. Everybody think that they deserve things. No, we all deserve, as long as we live on this earth, we all deserve money, food, air, water, and a roof over our heads. We deserve to survive. So we all deserve those things. It's not a single person that you can think that only just deserves something that somebody else doesn't deserve. So we have to change the way that we look at money. You're going to have people that make a lot and you're going to have people that make less. You have low earners, high earners, middle wage, blue collar earners. And I'm ex-military. I work for the federal government. I'm not a high earner, but I'm close to being a high earner I'm in between blue collar and high earner. I'm somewhere in the middle high class. But that's not of course, it's my goal to keep rising to the top. It's always my goal to strive for more. I have a starter home right now, but I'm aiming to have a bigger home. But those things take time. Those things take patience. You got to get your credit right. You got to save money. All of those things come into account. Just trying to find somebody that's got it all, that's cheating your way through. Why are you cheating your way through? You have to know that a person sees that. You have to know that a person already did the research and do the background work and have talked to and been with enough people to know that they can get game ran on them. So when a person say, "What do you have to offer?" then it has to be something, because these people, they took their time to build things up to where they want it. And if God made woman to be the helper and to submit, that's what we're supposed to be. So if you're working hard and you're working hard, you started from here and now you're here and you're the high earner, guess what? What did I do to help you get there? If you just met me, I'm just supposed to deserve to take your money? That's your money. People don't understand that a person's money is not your money. They can deal with you and have fun a little bit, but when they get done, they can just go ahead and jet out. And guess what? You're starting over trying to find somebody with money. When you get a job to make money, guess what? You got to do the work. You don't go to work and just stand there and do nothing and get paid, because guess what? Eventually you're going to get fired. That's what happens in the world. You get fired from the job because you wasn't willing to help or submit. When I say help, it's not always saying that you got to put the money with that person's money. It's just help them come up with the ideas, have the goals, help them to raise their status in their career or make things easier for them in their life so they can work harder to get it. You're saying you're not going to cook and clean for a man that makes $30,000. But how do you know, being that helper, you're not working, you should be cooking and cleaning anyway? Why wouldn't you want a clean house? Why wouldn't you want to put food in your kids' mouths? So you cook and you clean and you do all the things that you're going to do in the house while you're not working, while your man is going out there working hard. So you're making it easier for him to make more money because he don't have to worry about all of these things at one time. That's a part of partnership. You do your job and I do my job. You don't sit around and say, "Well, you ain't making enough money right now, so I'm not going to submit or do anything for you until you make more." That comes off as selfish. What kind of character or quality do you have to where a person's gonna, if I was a guy, I wouldn't want to be with somebody like that. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to make my money and work hard for my money and then have a person that's ungrateful for the things that I'm trying to do and can't even be patient enough to wait till we can have something better. That's the only thing that I'm saying. It's all about patience and taking steps and taking baby steps and seeing the bigger picture. A person's gonna love for you for you. Everybody's not the same. A person's gonna love you for you, but that's all you need to worry about. We don't need to worry about who else thinks that we look good. You don't have to else worry about who else um thinks that you deserve this or deserve that, or what you think you deserve or not. We don't have to worry about all these things. The only thing you need to worry about is leveling yourself up mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Because if you don't do these things, it's going to hinder you in the long run from a lot of things. And then we're going to start blaming it on a lot of people. And you ever notice that once you go throughout life, throughout the years, you say, "Oh, I had these friends and I had to get rid of them because they was toxic, and I had these relationships and it's about 8 or 10 relationships, they all were toxic, and my family toxic, and I just had to have peace in my life." So you had about 30, 40 people in your life that was so toxic, but you never once said, "What have I done to run off 30 or 40 people? What have I done that I had to get rid of all these people?" So it's kind of like you have to reevaluate yourself. You can't just go through life and say, and can just keep running. Let me run, 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 run. This not working out. Let me run. No, you sit in it. You sit in the problem and you tackle it one day at a time. And that way you can be able to open your eyes and see more clear what you need to see. And you will attract what you need to attract. And things won't look so damn. Even the money issue won't look so damn. Your options will be different. Your options will be better and it will be more fitting to you. Every everybody wants something, but everybody's not going to get it. That's not how life works. Everybody wants to be rich, but guess what? Everybody's not going to be rich. So, let's reevaluate. What is best for you? That's all. Like if you get those things and it happens, that's great. Nobody's going to ever say don't aspire to get the things that you want in life and live your dream. You live how you want to live, you do what you want to do, but at the end of the day, you have to be reasonable and you have to know that these temporary gratifications and instant gratifications don't last forever. And then you're always going to find yourself coming back to the starting point and say, what did I do wrong? Was it other people? Did I not make the right decision? Blah, 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 blah. You're always back at the starting point and you're running again. Get to the finish line, starting back over. You want to get to the finish line and finish and relax. People want to get with these high value people for fun, for their instant gratification. They want the trips, they want the valet, they want the nice living, they want the nice clothes, the big house, the car. That's really what it's about. It's not about finding a good man, because if that's what it's all about, that wouldn't be hard to find. There's a lot of them out here, but they want the good man up here. But that's a high value man is already hard to find. High earning man, it's hard to find because it's not a lot, especially black man. But a high earning good man is even harder to find. So I don't understand how it's hard to see that. But that doesn't mean that a blue collar earner or a low earner below that does not have the potential to get there, because we got to consider these people's ages too. If you're like in your 20s and you're making $30,000-$40,000, that's not bad. People are just starting their first job out of college or in college. They're just starting working. So how much money do you think you're going to make if you haven't used your bachelor's degree or your, master's or your PhD? Like if you just take that out of the equation, just an average worker alone, these people are going to make probably maybe 20 or 30,000 starting off with. And then they have to build their resume. What kind of resume do these people have that you want, that are young and haven't finished college yet? And even if they have finished college, it's going to take them time to get up here unless they just have resources. So we're leaving that out of the equation. Like, you have to consider the time period. It's going to take at least about 10 years, hard working years, before they even reach that high value status. Because like I said, you have to put in time. You have to get your degree. And if you don't get your degree, it's going to be even longer because the time period is going to be longer. You got to factor in the raises, the raises, the salaries, whether another company is willing to take them in that makes more money based off of their resume. You got to think about all that. Then you have to look at how you fit in the equation. Just like these people have to look at people's resume when they go in an interview, just to see if they have the quality and the everything that they need to work there, the experience. It's the same way we have to look at, do we have the experience and the quality for this person? You see what I'm saying? Like, do you meet my needs and my expectations? It's not even about how a person feel about high value, high quality or whatever. At the end of the day, do you meet my expectations? We can't make a person want what they don't want. If they don't want it, why would you want to be with somebody that doesn't want you? You have to move on. You can't take that personally. You just have to look at things in a more objective way. This is life and it's not fair. We all want things, but we're not all gonna have everything we want. And sometimes we make decisions that's gonna hinder us from getting the things that we want. Oh shoot, dang man, these type of people want somebody that don't got no kids. Guess what? Before I had kids, I didn't want to be with anybody that had kids. And actually, when I had one child, when I had my son, I still didn't want to date a guy with kids. As selfish as that sound, I had my reasons for it. I did that before, and I had to deal with crazy baby mama drama, jealous exes and jealous baby mamas, and I mean just when you when you're dealing with people and they have a lot of baggage and they have a lot of things going on, and it's something that you're not used to or something that you can't handle, then you try to avoid those things. Or if you even see other people going through those things and you're doing somewhat good for yourself, why would you just put yourself in that situation? That's why you have to sell yourself. You have to be that person that doesn't have all this drama and baggage and things in your life. Like, you have to be somebody that has did the work and has put their life in order, to where if you do find somebody and you do have kids, you have to show them that, hey, it's not going to be like this. Like, you already, nobody had to tell me this. First of all, when I had my kids, nobody had to tell me I had to do the work, because I already knew that I wasn't going to be able to attract the same people that I could attract if I didn't have them, because they're going to be like, oh, she got kids. You see what I'm saying? It's like when I look at guys and I be like, oh, he got kids. You see what I'm saying? It's the same way. Like, that's how people just look at you. Like, okay, it's not just going to be me and you. It's going to be me, you, and them. And that's going to be more money that I have to spend. And then that's less time that I can spend with you and get to know you. And then do I have to deal with crazy baby daddy drama or baby mama drama? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of stuff to take into. You got to try to figure out how you're going to fit all of this into your life, especially if you're already paying bills and you're already doing things in your life, and you have everything positioned like you want it to. If you have a woman that doesn't have kids, you say, okay, yeah, come on in. We can work together. We can build together. We can have our kids at a set time that we need to have them, and have money saved up, and we can plan this thing out right. But if you get a woman that already has kids, guess what? Now you got to fit all of this into your lifestyle. Like, okay, well, I have to get a bigger house so the kids can have room. I got to spend more money. I'm used to spending this amount of money just for me. If I just had a woman with no kids, that woman could just live with me if I have one or two bedrooms right now and I'm trying to save and get me a bigger home. But if I date a woman with kids, now I have to get a bigger home. If I get married to her because she has kids, and it's not just her, and now I got to spend money on clothes and supplies and school and all of these things. And that's kind of a scary thing to get into if you're not if that's not something you was thinking about. Now, a lot of times there are a few people out there that they are already understand, and they know that, okay, I'm at this age in my life, and most women that I meet, they gonna have kids. Especially like if you're, in your 40s or your 50s, you already know that if you meet a woman that is at the same age level as you, those kids are probably grown. if she ain't still having kids in her late 30s. Those kids are probably grown. So there's a big chance that you can meet a woman is not going to be as much that you have to deal with. But we got to stop saying that these men have to do that. The only thing men have to do is take care of their own kids. If you find a man that is willing to take care of your kids, then that is good and you should be grateful for that, and that's a great thing. But he does not have to. The same way we don't have to be a stepmom. So sometimes we have to stop reacting off emotion and understand where a person is coming from. So that's all I wanted to say is just find you a good quality woman or a man. Find you a good quality person. You can't go wrong with that. And build. Take the steps to build together. You'll have so much more than just the money and so much more that you desire and that you need. And then you can feel like, hey, this is my trophy. I work for this. I work hard for this. You appreciate it much better and you will enjoy it much better when you worked hard for it and you see the progress that you two have made together. And that's all I want to say. Y'all have a good day. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay prayed up. And I'll see y'all on the next video. I'm out.